Hello guys. Alright, think we're pretty much gonna finish the no magic run today. I finally got my super long LAN cable and hopefully drop frames won't be as big an issue as previously. Let's just get right down to it. So, where were we last time? Let me just make a quick inventory. Obviously, we had just got Ultima, and that marks the end of a a fantastic fetch quest that we've been on for a solid third of the game. How's the equipment? Flame sword, ice shield. So Furion is kind of dual training on swords and lances right now, since each sword we are getting and each lance we are getting is kind of equivalent in power. We're just he's juggling around with lances and swords depending on which one is the more powerful one. Of course, if you are using Richard, you would use him as a secondary sword user. He's got the ice brand, ice sheet, twist headband. Use that how we want. Everybody has the ice shield. Why throw power armor? I think for now, yeah, equipment looks fine. Don't really need to heal up, and I literally just saved. So Ultima. Now that we've got Ultima, obviously we've pretty much got the means to completely destroy the Empire with Emperor and his monsters from hell. Because that is the primary purpose of Ultima, right? However, how do we do that in a no magic challenge run? Well, never mind that. Ultima is obviously plot important. Right. So also it's the mages of Mysteria that actually know what we're supposed to do with Ultima. I mean, yeah, it is a spell that you can use, and everybody knows it's. Well, it was bugged in the NES version, but even otherwise, it's just. It's not particularly useful. However, for plot purposes, Ultima is supposed to be the ultimate magic, and we need to ask the mages of Mysteria how exactly, or maybe just give it to them. Who knows? However, the shocking news that we find here is that the Emperor has a trick up his sleeve. And of course, for whatever reason, all the monsters in the overworld have been upgraded, which is actually works in our favor, more HP. Because right now I think everybody should have enough HP to tank whatever the monsters can throw at us. So it turns out that the Emperor has one trick up his sleeve. I don't know how long he's been working on this, but maybe he knew that we were questing for Ultima, and that's why he prepared a solid counter-attack. What he did is he's completely destroyed in one fell swoop pretty much all the cities that were under the rebellion's control, namely Pop, Balloon, Gatria, and Altair. And how has he done it? He's conjured up a goddamn whirlwind. How does that work? God knows. But I mean, we can see the whirlwind right up to the north. And the first question that pops into my mind when I see something like that is, ooh, which spell can I... How do I do it? How can I get that power? Well, nope. That is why the Emperor is unique in this game. He has the power to conjure up a cyclone, completely demolish entire cities, which he had previously already done with the Dreadnought, if you remember. I need to sell some stuff. At this stage in the game, we're just going to get completely drowned by drops. You constantly need to keep selling because I'm not going to make use of most of the drops. Obviously, keep hold of the strongest lance that you have, Porphyrian. How do I have 3 flame lances? Ancient Sword, Sleep Blade, always keep in hand. The weaker swords can go. And now that I think about it, most of the shields can go too. We're okay with the ice shield on everyone. I still have 2 extra ice shields. Why? Does everyone have an ice shield? Ice shield. Mr. Richard has his original equipment, and we need just 1 extra ice shield for the 4th party member. Actually, technically, we do not need it, but hold it nonetheless. In fact, I'll go ahead and sell it. Yeah, don't need to overly complicate things. And obviously, as I mentioned before, hold on to any pieces of armor that grant status boosts. So Giant's Helm, always keep in hand. Gold Hairpin, always keep in hand. And Thieves' Gloves, always keep in hand. As well as the Giant Gloves. Just so much crap. Soot Staff, is that an extra one? Yeah, that's an extra one. Sell Ultima for all of 1 gil, why not? I'm sorry game, this is no magic challenge. Alright, clean inventory, that feels so good. Bell of Silence. How did I miss that? Obviously I need fire tomes for whatever slimes I run into. I don't think we run into any more slimes for the rest of the game, but might as well hold on to it. Just in case. I've already established I don't have plenty of patience. Alright, so I mean, basically, we are once again faced with a massive disaster in that Finn is under threat by that whirlwind, and we don't have enough time to put Ultima to use. That stupid whirlwind has just wiped out half the world's population. What are we supposed to do right now? Yeah, that's what Hilda's talking about. And if you ask Gordon, all he says is, yeah, we just don't have enough time now to deal with. I mean, to sit down and figure out how to send all the monsters back to hell. We have an immediate threat in front of us. That's a whirlwind. Holy shit! I mean, this is the worst case scenario of project management. I mean, every time if you're just dealing with crisis situations, when are you supposed to do the things that you plan to do? I probably should have done this earlier. Now I've got to go back to town and sell everything all over again. None of that was particularly useful. I'm just doing it for the sake of completion. Including the blood sword. How much did it sell for? 4,000 gil, not bad. How much money do I have? I have 591,000. Not bad, not bad. One of these days, I'd like to have enough money to buy 99 elixirs. So yeah, I mean, right now, our immediate threat, the threat in front of us is that damn cyclone. How do we deal with it? Um, Obviously, the first thing we need to do is find out a way to get into the cyclone. We've been told that wind drakes are skilled at flying even in very high speed winds. So where do we get a wind drake from? Remember, we soaked that egg way back when in an apparently magnanimous gesture. Totally didn't have anything useful to contribute to our cause, that dragon. We can now call that dragon and use him. So much for magnanimity, eh? I don't know how long this war has been lasting, or maybe it's the dragons that dragon must have an incubation period of days. We've already got maybe it's not a fully grown dragon, but at least it's hatched and it's fully functional. I mean, it's strong enough to enter a cyclone, fly into a cyclone. So we need to find out a way to deal with that cyclone, and what we've been told is that the Emperor himself is inside that cyclone. What the hell is he doing there? Is he just floating around in the air? We'll soon find out. But I mean, seriously, this just shows you that Finn are just a whole bunch of... I mean, they're so incompetent. All this time that we've been searching for Ultima, they had... The one job that they had was to just collect, get off their asses, march to Paramikia, and confront the Emperor. Put him on the back foot, damn it! How did the tables turn here? And it just shows how resourceful the Emperor is. Not only has been... I mean, despite us actually getting our hands on Ultima, he still manages to outfox the rebellion. Seriously, it's very easy to see who would have been the victor if these three youths were never born. No notification. Hey, Thorio. Well, yeah. I mean, notifications only for Final Fantasy V. Otherwise, you know the schedule. It's Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. How's it going, my friend? At work? Last 15-minute break, or are you back home now? Fancy graphics. What's so fancy about that? At home right now. Cool. So we see here, there's a freaking castle in the middle of the cyclone. I mean, how the hell did he manage that, man? You gotta respect this guy. You just gotta respect this guy. I mean, I'm inclined to think that maybe formerly he was part of Finn, but looking at how incompetent they are, he just decided that the world is better off not being ruled by Finn. Got a phone call I've been putting off all day. Okay, deal with that. Wow, being able to one-shot captains now is just, well, that's just how far we've come. And like I said, just going to be drowned in drops. Maybe he didn't put the castle in the cyclone. How else do you explain it? Maybe he found it that way. Well, if you would remember that Paramikia was properly, solidly in between the mountains, right? Although that castle still exists. And if he did find it that way, It brings a even more pertinent question. How is it? Who did it that way? Alright, so we've hit a dead end here and we know how to deal with dead ends. Yeah, this isn't his main car. Hey Shihali. You just found a pre-made Cyclone Castle. Well, who put it there in the first place then? Who has magic strong enough to actually do that? If you can't make your own steel one, eh? GTA Vice City? Store bought. Oh my god, how rich do you have to be to buy a real estate like that? I mean, real estate on the ground is expensive enough. In the air must be at least 10 times more. Not to mention it's in the middle of a cyclone, so it's like, well, I won't say it's as quiet as you can get, but no one's gonna bother you. Definitely no theory, unless you've got someone like Paul in the neighborhood. Then if he really is that rich. All valid theories. He's got the money. I'll tell you something. Nah. I mean, if he had that much money, he wouldn't be having so many problems fighting the rebellion. He could just buy them off. What say? Or maybe the people in the rebellion are just too stupid. Fighting for such base things as honor and freedom. Expected to try it already. Yeah, I suppose the people in the rebellion are proper shonen anime kind of characters. We fight 666 damage, excuse me. We do this for freedom and friendship and all that kind of crap. That would explain why all the shopkeepers were saved in the attempt on the dreadnought. He did want to keep the economy alive. That was smart thinking. Oh, not taking a lot of damage whatsoever. The game has just become way too easy now, and it's just going to become easier and easier. But castle floating in the sky, which was not actually made by the Emperor or by someone else, raises some pretty important questions. Maybe like Chrono Trigger, there is some entity involved, eh? Entity with a capital E. What is the plot of F2 is just Emperor's pyramid scheme gone too far. Or maybe he was just selling commoditized funds on the basis of real estate debts. Finn is a tax sink. The entirety of FF2 is a reflection on the economic situation of the world. It doesn't have to do with monsters at all. Who wouldn't want mobile real estate? Well, I can foresee a lot of legal issues there in terms of jurisdiction and whatnot. The real monster is yeah. Okay, these guys are doing a lot of damage. Right now we should have the HP to tank pretty much. I mean, a double wood golem is as difficult as it gets, I think, in the Cyclone. Oh, really going after Furion? Right now we find the castle in the center of a cyclone, which is scaling that castle, and surprisingly, we have the correct information told to us that the Emperor is indeed inside the cyclone. So this is not only a chance to stop impending disaster for Finn, it's also a chance to eliminate the Emperor and the entire nip the problem at the bud, so to speak. And why am I walking back? So once again, in this dungeon, I suppose pretty much the only remarkable enemies are those wood golems, as random encounters that is. Otherwise, it's just mash. Even against the wood golems, no particular strategies. It's just that they really hit hard, and if anyone gets low on HP, go ahead and heal them up if you feel the need to, despite the general principle that one needs to follow in FF2 is try to avoid healing within battle. And honestly, I just haven't spent any time in grinding whatsoever, and despite all that, I've got these HP values which are more than enough for this stage in the game. And if I can survive, I could survive a double wood golem fight without needing to heal up inside battle. I think pretty much we are good for the stage in the game, no matter what encounter we get. Of course, as a monster in a box, we can get into a fight with generals, which we'll come to a bit later. Here we get one of the best swords in the game, the Defender. As usual, give the best sword to our primary sword wielder. The second best to Richard if you're using, but I'm not, obviously. So Firion it will have to be. Ice Brand, yeah, there we go. Right, so this is... surprised the Lamias are still able to do decent amounts of damage. This is the fight. This is a monster in a box. Upcoming chest is a monster in a box with the two generals. Two generals is probably one of the most difficult fights in the game, especially if they get an ambush on you. Simply because of how hard they hit. Now later on we will get ambush. Instead I got a preemptive. Thorio, how come your bad luck isn't working? Or maybe it's dependent on your intentions. So right now obviously heal as required because these guys hit super hard. Later on we'll get an absolutely legendary weapon which will just make it irrelevant how hard enemies can hit. But for now, since we don't have healing magic to rely on or any buffs, yeah, we gotta make do with whatever potions we can use. In fact, I would suggest a better strategy is to revive as and when required. Look at that damage, Jesus Christ. One general down, one to go. At least they're spreading out their damage. If they go after a single person, he is dead. No questions asked. Porphyrion's almost dead. But I think he'll make it. Yeah, this fight can go south really very easily. And I got a preemptive here. Despite that, look at the amount of damage. Well, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. There we go. So we got completely useless treasure out of that. Pretty much the only useful treasure here has been the defender. This is a dead end. Let's just warp out and take the other path. I feel like I missed something there. Chrono Solo when? That's Marl Solo! Oh my god, no. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for you to stream Chrono Solo, my friend. In fact, if I stream Chrono Trigger at all, what I'm planning to do is a low-level challenge run. I've been reading up on a level 1 challenge of Chrono Trigger, and I'm really intrigued. But I just think there will be way too much grinding. So I think I'll route it off stream, and if I can come up with some cool strats, definitely gonna put it up on my channel. Just proceeding through the dungeon. Oh, double wood golem again. If it weren't impossible, I suggest Ayla's Zerker. That would just be me switching on the game. Let's say we hack that we get Ayla at the beginning, and with the Berserker ring, just switch on the game and just watch Ayla rip through everything. No input required. I'd be a viewer as much as anyone else. In fact, Matt was telling me about his quad Berserker challenge run in Final Fantasy V, and that's basically equivalent of what we're talking about here. Just start the battle and watch it unfold. Absolutely no control over it. She doesn't quite have the damage on board for some of the later bosses. Yeah, well, you need to grind her to insanely high levels because her damage formula is kind of weird. Shihali might be able to throw more light on it, but the boss fight comes down to DPS race. Grinding. I know, right? Monster in a box here with the green dragon, and we're going to use the same boss strats. I'm not even going to bother with putting him to sleep actually. Just way too powerful right now. There we go. Where's the defender? Come on, where's the defender? There we go. But yeah, the way Ayla's damage output works is that up until a certain level, she has X attack. After that, I mean it's like level blocks. Up to level 50, she has a certain attack score. After level 50 to level 70, she has a higher attack score, and then after 90, her attack just takes off. So I think maybe for the final boss she'd need level 90, but at level 90 she'll probably one-shot the final boss. Don't even want to know if anyone attempted that. Actually, now that I think about it, has anyone attempted that? I'm sure people are crazy enough about Chrono Trigger to have attempted that. Alright, so we are in the Empire's throne room. Let's take care of the bastard already. Ha ha ha! Well, so you have come here already. Guards, take care of them. Take care of these vermin who've basically been ripping my shit all game long. I mean, you've got wood golems as probably the strongest monsters here, although they are weak to fire. And the things that he summons are stupid Black Knights, Royal Guards. Seriously? I mean, there's a case to be made here that probably he could do with some better minions. Although he does have the the Dark Knight. It looks like the Dark Knight is pretty much, the Dark Knight and the Emperor are pretty much the only people who are actually have any level of competency between Finn and in this entire war, in fact. Actions speak louder than words, but I mean, yeah, actions speak louder than words, and you just gotta see that. Who is the one that's been doing any kind of damage whatsoever? At the beginning of the game, it was the Dark Knight. Good elixir. Well, oh my god. You gotta blame FF2's rudimentary AI script. You say like, I know, man. And I was just singing praises about how competent he is. Son of a bitch. Oops. Now why you want to target him first is because he can use Blink. And if he uses Blink, he becomes so much harder to hit. There we go. And we just got a wipe up job here. And that is GG. And he gave us an elixir as well. How kind. And that's the end of the game, guys. We have finally defeated the Emperor. What about the monsters? Well, now that the Emperor is dead, the Cyclone has been, let's say, dissolved. I don't know what. The immediate threat to Finn has been taken care of. Thank you, yada yada yada. Let's dance and celebrate. Now the only thing that remains for us to do is to drive all the monsters back to hell. Right? But first, obviously we need to dance. We need to celebrate this occasion because, yeah, it was a team effort, right? I mean, V3 or V4 including Layla, we were out there for God knows how long, traversing, going around the world in 80 days in search of Ultima. And all of that time, what did Finn do? All they had to do was collect up an army, march to Paramikia and confront the Emperor, hold him at bay until we got Ultima and just completely rip him apart. But no, they just sat on their ass. I don't know, maybe they were rebuilding their castle. Like that is more important. 36. They could use it dance fight. Oh well, I suppose I'm being too harsh on them. Yeah, they did throw a good party. But now it turns out that once the Emperor is gone, some dude named Leon has taken over. The Dark Knight who was second in command. And he's actually competent, we know that. Holy shit. He's declared himself Emperor. For whatever reason, the monsters are more than ready to obey him rather than the Emperor. Which makes me think that probably he was the one commanding them in the first place. The Emperor was just, he was probably completely shielded from the ground troops, i.e. the monsters. Who is this Leon? Do we know someone called Leon? Nope. We gotta go and find out who this Leon person is. Even Hilda doesn't know. Who's this Leon? Wait, what? Your brother? Does anyone even remember Leon at this stage in the game? I mean, seriously. I suppose the GBA version does give it away, but I mean, yeah, good move, game. So it's at this point when we once again remember, and look at Hilda's face there. How sad is that? So Maria's brother, which even in all honesty, even she had forgotten everything about, turns out that he's the Dark Knight all along, which brings a lot of questions. Which just raises a lot of questions. How did he, has he been working for our side all this long? It's not Dix, but I've never heard of a Leon. You named him Dix. See, this is why you should never rename characters. Because then you have no idea what the canonical names are. Did we get some? I think we did get a lot of drops. Now we gotta go and confront Maria's brother. The questions that this so-called plot twist raises are, and let's be very honest here. This is nothing but a means to just extend the game more than the story allows for it. But yeah, like I've pointed many times before, I'm not gonna shit on a 1988 game on the NES, that too. As far as I'm concerned, it can do whatever the hell it wants to prolong itself. I think we can. No, do we want to keep hold of the flame sword? Nope, I think we can sell it. So what are we supposed to do now? Leon is entrenched in the castle of Palamecia, and that's just surrounded by mountains. There is no way through land we can make it. Even though we've got a dragon, what are we supposed to do with the dragon? That dragon can only enter cyclones. It can't fly over mountains. Certainly can't enter a castle in the middle of one. I mean, imagine the castle of Palamecia like the Eyrie in Game of Thrones. You'd need to scale a mountain in order to just get to the foot of that castle, where you'd be instantly shot down. Turns out that Paul has previously infiltrated into that castle. How? In the stupidest of means, he actually flew a kite. How light does one have to be? Well, maybe a kite is an exaggeration. Maybe he's just joking. He must have used some kind of a hand glider or something. I mean, can gliders even fly that high? We're talking about mountains here. It was a big kite. It had to be one hell of a kite. So Paul says that the only way to access Palamecia Castle is from the skies. How the hell do we do that? Where can we get a kite here? The dragon is not going to help us. Let's see if Sid can be of help. But we also know now that Poft was destroyed, and Sid. Everybody knew that Sid hung out at Poft in its bar most of his day. So what can we do now? Well, after looking around, we find that Sid is actually in Paul's house. And he is also badly injured. Oh my god, what happened? When the cyclone hit, Poft was completely destroyed. How Sid made it out alive, nobody knows. Once again, that's a very interesting question. But he somehow made it out. And not just that, without his airship, he walked all the way to Finn. I mean, finally he just made it. He just made it here and then died. But well, the main purpose that he wanted to serve was to tell anybody who would listen to use his airship. Fortunately, we are the only ones who are competent enough to actually understand what use the airship can be put use to. Also, how the airship survived the cyclone is once again a mystery. It's at the exact same location in Poft as it always has been. So by some incredible RNG, it must have been lifted in the cyclone, rotated all over the place, and then fell down at the exact same spot. That's the only answer I can come up with. Why not? Stranger things have happened. So let's go to Poft. And now finally we can claim the airship. Using the airship, we can enter Palamecia Castle, and we need to make our way through Palamecia Castle to confront Leon to find out what the hell is going on. I mean, we thought he was on our side, damn it. And let's just pretend that we've been searching for him all through the game. I mean, we forgot that objective like after the first dungeon. Nope. Keep pressing the B button, airship goes into a faster mode. There we go. Alright, so this dungeon, we can actually now run into generals as random encounters. So I suppose this is one part of the game where a wipe is a very real possibility. But again, there's not a lot you can do about that unless you're willing to grind your ass out. Apart from that, we've also got stone golems. Stone golems, they hit really hard, but I think they are completely manageable, especially since they only come in groups of 1. Are there any other remarkable enemies? I don't think so, but if I encounter some, maybe my memory will be jogged. But generally, endgame is pretty easy. Oh, there we go. Should probably take care of the lady first, vampire girl first. Just to eliminate that annoyance. Once again, FF2 shows us that it's very clearly divided into plot and dungeons, and we are now slap bang in the middle of a dungeon. Wow! How much HP does he have? I think he has about... How much HP does he have? I think he has 1800 HP or 2000 HP, I think. So this battle is going to take a solid 20 rounds. But just like fighting the slime. Oh, come on. I have plenty of Phoenix Downs. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't have plenty of Phoenix Downs. But just hold on, we'll get the ultimate weapon, the best weapon in the game soon enough. And once we get that, the rest of the game is just going to be trivial. Seriously, dude? I don't remember having this much difficulty with him. Probably because I had a 4-member party in my previous run. And Firen's not gonna gain any HP. Fantastic. Why not? Why not? Well, there you have it. Those guys are pretty tough. So Mithril Golem and Generals are the only encounters we really need to worry about. And I wanted to just use Phoenix Downs instead of healing items. Just so that Furion could gain some HP, which, well, that plan backfired, and I wasted a whole bunch of Phoenix Downs. It's not like money is an issue right now. Can't use Warp in this dungeon, sadly. So coming back to Leon's intentions, who exactly is Leon? I mean, at the beginning of the game we are told that he's Maria's brother, and all 4 of these guys are citizens of Finn. So how is it that Leon ended up as the Emperor's right-hand man? That is an intriguing question. Never really answered. Simply because FF2 is not popular enough. So obviously it's open to all kinds of fan interpretation. The theory I like the best is that he's been working for the Empire all along. Considering that he's one of the few actually competent people in this world, he, along with the Emperor, must have realized that this world is going to shit. I mean, we've already seen people of... we've seen what kind of people are in Kashwan, what kind of people are in Finn. General apathy. Preemptive strike on generals. Oh my god, I'm so grateful for this. Ouch. Oh my god, you just want to go after him, don't you? How many Phoenix Downs left? 22, plenty. Really hope we did get some HP up. I hate that Maria has more HP than him. Come on, die! There we go. You better get HP, Furion.
And I'm out of potions. Actually, I'm also out of high potions. Did I not buy? Wow. So this is actually going to be pretty iffy. So this Leon character, yeah, he was probably in cahoots with the Empire from the beginning. Should have targeted better. Ouch! And I don't have healing. Oh my god. This is gonna be bad. Should have stocked up. Really should have stocked up. I'm gonna have to rely on Phoenix Downs now. They're just going after Furion, man. Okay, okay. Hit Maria as well, why not? There we go. That's nice RNG. That's fair RNG. I think in this fight I'm pretty much relying on critical hits. Wow, 14 damage for the win. And hang on. Yeah, I think it's time to switch everyone to Giant Claws. Let's just check his evasion. His evasion is at 99%, okay. She's okay. Giant gloves. What's everybody's evasion? Yep. As long as everybody's evasion at 99%, I think right at the beginning of this dungeon itself, I should have done that. Switch everyone to. Everyone should be wearing Giant's gloves. Maria is wearing the power armor, which is fine. Awesome. Last of my high potions here. I do have 4 elixirs. I'm gonna hold on. Yeah. Because what if I need them later on? Even if it's the final boss fight. Just gotta hope for no more stone golem fights until I get that weapon I was talking about. And yes, I am going to keep you in suspense.
Hey, listen.
Hello, Matt. It's actually going rather badly. I'm surprised to say, because I forgot to purchase more potions and high potions. The result of hubris, I suppose. How are you doing, my friend? Have you restarted the Quad Zerker run? Or have you retained your, or have you decided to retain your sanity and give up on it? Hi, Markstrom. What? I did not get that reference puzzled. Now I'm doing Quad Thief. Okay, Quad Thief. So, as you had mentioned, Quad Thief, you'd always be flush with cash. These goddamn stone golems keep... Yeah... I'm gonna get screwed here. Probably gonna need to use my elixirs as well. Ouch! I have 300,000 right now. What's the most expensive thing you can buy in Final Fantasy V? But there are a lot more characters simple having to kill every single encounter. Yeah. Not to mention all the grinding. He can remain dead. Elixirs and high level rings are 50k. I see. Okay, I am actually in a bit of a problem here. Yeah, I'm gonna need to use my elixirs. Damn it! 0 damage, thank you very much. Wow. Now I feel bad using that elixir. Damn it. Never been in this position before, but well, you know what they say, stream luck. Come on guys, just make it. Oops, I should have saved. Anyway, monster in a box, and this guy can actually be pretty tough. But since we've got my patented boss strats, not at all. Not at all. Although putting him to sleep and landing curse is kind of a challenge here because of his very high magic defense. Never mind. Now that he's cursed, he'll go down pretty easy. Oh, I thought we were actually immune to curse. Apparently not. Chi-chi. The dude didn't give us anything. Do I have cross? I do, thankfully. Right. So we got the Thunder Spear, and I think the Thunder Spear is actually better than the Ice Brand. Yeah, 93. Slightly better, but yeah. Tyrion is cross-training on lances and swords for a reason. Not to mention new graphics for attack animations. For fire tomes. I had bought the fire tomes to deal with slimes, which would otherwise... Oh my god, come on, I don't even have more elixirs now. Wow, the game is really... Yeah, the game really does want me to wipe. Yeah, so I had bought fire tomes to deal with the slime enemies. I know it's a no magic challenge, but I really didn't want to sit for 20-30 turns wailing on slimes. Although that is the recommended route. Come on, more crits. In fact, not only is the recommended route, in a strict no magic challenge run, that's all you can do. You're not allowed to use magic after all. Long slime battles give you tons of skill XP. Yep. That's one of the few benefits. Patience pays. Wow. Hey Thoroi. Every time he comes up with a new name for Thorio. I believe last time it was Thoribo. So we've got plenty of Thorio clones going around here. Thorio. Oh, come on! I swear, these guys are actually supposed to be a rare encounter. This is hairy stuff. How many Phoenix Downs do I have? 19. Okay. Still plenty of Phoenix Downs at least. Not rare as long as But hey, you gave me a preemptive strike on generals. How did that work out? Feels good enough, man. Is that supposed to be an emote? $60 damage, guy, come on. You should be landing a lot more criticals. 1 HP. This Gurun Man is an emote. Why is it not showing up then? FFZ? I must add that then. I was baited out on Saturn the Breath of the Wild. On the bow. Manish has an amazing RTSR setup. We need RTSR in FF2 now. Where are the crits, man? Where are the crits? There are the crits. Survived with 1 HP. How many elixirs do I have? Just 1 elixir. Yeah, it needs to go to Guy. Who should I give it to? You know what? I'll give it to Firion. This is hairy stuff. I absolutely did intend for it to go down like this. Wow, Goto's killing me. How shameful is that? Man, all of these monsters must just be laughing at me. Look at this fool who came into this dungeon with 20 high potions and 20 potions. Nobody even drops a high potion. Guy has to go through this dungeon at 1 HP now. Come on, survive! And here we are going to get the best weapon in the game. The heal staff. Oh yeah. Best weapon in the game for the no magic run. 89 damage. This is the second strongest staff in the game. And this thing is so broken. Not broken. This thing is so amazing that... And the bonk yourself for free heals indeed. This thing is so amazing that the rest of the game, it's just going to trivialize the rest of the game. In fact, it's going to trivialize the game so much that I'm going to go ahead and not buy potions at all. And Maria is going to be on healing duty for the rest of the game. This is the solution to all of our HP problems. In fact, what we're going to try is I'm going to try to see if I can go through the rest of the game without using... Okay, it's actually very effective on undead, so don't need to target allies this turn. I'm going to try and go through the rest of the game without using potions or high potions or elixirs or phoenix downs. Probably that's a very tall, or cottages or even an inn. Of course that's a tall order, but we need something to make it exciting now, don't we? This is just an amazing weapon. Stop killing weed. See, I'm doing a very important service for the world here. And that weed, look at that. That weed can actually confuse me. Which is actually in line for what weed is supposed to do. Oh, by the way, Puzzled, I'm finally streaming on a wired connection. And before you start gloating, okay, I have not dropped frames. Yeah, before you start gloating, and you too, Matt. Before you guys start gloating, wait for the Sunday stream, okay? Zero dropped frames in an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, that has to be a new record. What emote is that now? Oh my god, is that another one from Seven Sins? What emote is that? It's almost like Wi-Fi is the only reliable connection. Okay, I must admit that the frame drops that used to plague me like once every half hour, guaranteed frame drops, those are probably or definitely due to Wi-Fi. Okay, we've got a kind of difficult monster in a box here. Now this fight it's completely dependent on how many corals you get. I only got two corals and a Lamia Queen. I think it was a preemptive as well. Yeah, it was a freaking preemptive. So that pretty much takes away any challenge here, but the corals can be pretty deadly. Especially if they manage to land their paralysis. Oh boy, from Secret of Mana. I've heard about Secret of Mana, never played it. Probably because that's an action game. Right, Sun Sword is the next sword upgrade. Sun Blade, okay. Whatever game. And now the secondary sword can go to Firion, the Defender. Defender is actually on par with the Thunder Spear, interesting. But it's a sword and thereby a better weapon. More undead to kill, more weed. How the hell did they manage to paralyze guy? I thought I was immune to all that shit, man. No. Yeah, that's the only thing that we need to take care of. Since I've got the cursor to memory, once I set the targeting at the beginning of the first turn, don't really need to worry after that unless the targeting needs to change. But am I say a pretty girl with an animated limb? I can't stop thinking. Look at this smack. Damn, who took a bite? Don't know that meme. Do post it on Discord. And the Sunblade has a very weird... Seriously? Sunblade has a very weird liquid kind of sound. Look at that. Free elixirs now that I no longer need them. Ooh, lots and lots of undead. Nobody can match Maria's damage output on the undead. That heal staff, I tell you. That heal staff. So that was a dead end, just need to backtrack. Sadly cannot use warp in this dungeon. So we are almost at the... Aha! So now that we've got the heal staff, this encounter is trivialized. I don't care how much damage he puts out, we can out heal anything now. Actually, that's not quite true, but I shall be proven wrong once we get to the final dungeon. But yeah, I mean, looking at these heal stats, I think it's safe to say we can out heal anything that anyone can throw out. But we are almost at the end of this dungeon and we are coming face to face with Maria's brother Leon. What exactly is Leon's plan here? And just think about it in general, why is it that people want to rule the world? Don't they realize what an incredibly... I mean, how much responsibility that entails? Are people really that power hungry that they're willing to go to that, they're willing to put themselves to that much stress to actually govern the entire world? Am I going the right way? Feels like it. Now, what do you think about Final Fantasy Tactics again? What do you mean, what do you think about Final Fantasy Tactics? Also, there's zero surgery if you don't give a Oh, that's the childish view of life. If you want to be a good leader, then show this responsibility. Actually, you know what? That's a very good point. You like FF Tactics? Well, it's a tactical game, so I'm inclined to say yes, but I've never actually seen Tactics. I have been asked to play it, so I will consider it. Why are you planning to stream it? Do you have... when are you getting your PC? I thought you were planning to do FF3 first. The no grinding run, which you've been working towards. So according to Puzzle's theory, Leon doesn't give a fuck, which, well, which lowers my respect for him a lot, but that's a completely valid theory. You should play War of the Lions for sure. You were just talking about Final Fantasy Tactics. What the hell is War of the Lions now? I'd be interested to see a grindless FF Tactics. Wait, what? There's grinding in Tactics? I thought that was a freaking tactical game. And we weren't talking about FF Tactics, we were talking about a grindless FF3. Did I say Tactics? FF Tactics War of the Lions, I see. Name of the re-release. Holy shit! I didn't know there was grinding in Tactics with additional classes. Well, if I'm going to play Tactics, I'm going to be playing the SNES version. I believe that's what I've been requested for by one of my viewers. And surprisingly, yes, it's a legitimate viewer. It's not my brother. This time we go south. PS6 is the first release, not... Ooh, it's on the PlayStation, even better! So which Final Fantasy was on the... What was the last Final Fantasy on the SNES? Because wasn't Tactics released after Final Fantasy 5? And before 6? Maybe I'm just speaking out of my ass here, but yeah, that's what I was told. Or was I? Maybe I'm thinking of Mystic Quest. I think Mystic Quest was the Final Fantasy that was never released in US. No, Final Fantasy 5 was never released in US. Instead, they got Mystic Quest. Man, I'm confused here. Someone please clarify. 6 was the latest on SNES. Then where does Tactics come into play? What is the chronological sequence here? And speaking of chronology, yeah, if Thorio is still around, when is Chrono Solo, mate? I'm desperately looking forward to that. I would try it out myself, but seeing as you have already routed it out, I'm very interested in that now. Tactics is 1997, it's after FF7, I see, so that makes sense. Does it fit in between 7 and 8? No one wants to read Chrono Solo. I suppose Thorio's straw poll only got one vote for Chrono Solo and no prizes for guessing who voted for that. Same year as 7 actually, I see. Interesting that they came up with Tactics game same as FF7. I just need to fill up my water bottle here, I'll be right back. There's an Easter egg where Cloud is available as a bonus character. Interesting. I believe Tactics is heavily influenced off of the job system of Final Fantasy V. It's strange that I've never actually seen anybody play Tactics. I suppose they just skip right over it, seeing as how it's not considered an RPG. But yeah, I mean, the Fire Emblem community I hang out with, actually the job system is very similar to Final Fantasy V. Ooh, so it must be right up your alley. Yeah, the Fire Emblem guys that I've spoken to, they actually, well, Fire Emblem guys are generally very cocky anyway. But yeah, they don't have a lot of respect for Final Fantasy Tactics. They say that it's a much easier version of Fire Emblem. I mean, to be honest, Fire Emblem just sets such a high standard that how can anything compete with that? And if anything can, please do let me know. But yeah, Fire Emblem is a very difficult game, so if this makes things a little bit easier, I'm definitely down with it. So grinding is involved. Job elements is very much RPG, so why grinding is involved. Oh. And I assume there is a story element as well. Fire Emblem is kind of boring, only to people who don't know how it works, which is exactly what I say about FF2 as well. Fire Emblem is one of the most well-designed and interesting games I've ever played. But I get your point, Puzzled. I tried it out like 5 or 6 years ago. Tactics story is neat. I tried it out like 5 or 6 years ago, and I just couldn't do anything about it. I sucked that bad. Now I no longer am that bad at Fire Emblem. I'm at least able to go through the game, even on the harder difficulties. But I really do need to cheat my way through it sometimes using save states and whatnot. All a valid set place. What? Set of games is huge into their politics. Those necklace in Ivalis, so the same world as FF12. The links between the two are few and far between. There's more links between Tactics Advance and 12. Never played 12, don't know about Tactics, so yeah. Not gonna get involved in that discussion. Now these HP values are actually more than enough for endgame. Of course, because these bastards are hitting me so hard, I have no choice but to gain HP. Not to mention every 10 battles that I survive, I'm gaining HP anyway. So HP is never really a problem in these remakes. Because you don't... I've played 12. You basically played 12. No, I have not. The only game I remember, for obvious reasons, is Final Fantasy X. Because of Luna and Lulu. And even then, I don't really remember the story. I mean, honestly, I wasn't there for most of it. You watched Star Wars, so you basically... Oh, you mean to say, since I basically played FF2, I also have played FF12. I mean, whoever... Rune Axe! Holy shit, I actually got a very nice drop there. But no. Yeah, Puzzle, I missed most of Final Fantasy playthroughs because you didn't have transporting options. So whatever little bit I could catch was when I was at work. So that was like the first hour of your streams. What's with the baby rage? Oh my god, that heal stuff just makes for such a huge convenience. I never have to menu again. Yeah, let's do that as well. Yeah, just you can watch streams. Certainly looks that way. I'm easily able to keep up with 2000 bitrate. And that was on Wi-Fi. Now that I know that Wi-Fi is causing so many problems, ooh, maybe wired will be even better. I do have a 6 Mbps connection, so theoretically I should be able to watch anywhere. I mean, easily be able to watch a bitrate of 3500 as well. But well, reality doesn't really agree with these kind of calculations. Maybe it's just because of the latency. Probably start streaming a bit more once I get my adulting in order. Going through with some issues, Matt? Too much paperwork. Ah, I see. Well, I say set aside some time anyway, regardless of how busy you are. Should turn on low latency. Is it not on by default? But yeah, what I found helped me out is sticking to a schedule. So these days I'm actually really busy at work. But fortunately, since I have allotted time for streaming, regardless of what happens, at least I'm able to relax and play video games thrice a week. Because otherwise, generally, I come back home and I play an hour of... I play something for an hour. These days, not even getting that much time. So I'm really grateful that I've set aside some time for streaming. I would really recommend that same plan. Of course, practical situations vary. Yo eat cheese balls. Really? When I'm not using any of the drops, I'm getting some of the best ones. So finally, we are coming face to face with Leon. What excuses will he have for us now? Do we dare give him a chance? Do we hear him out, or do we just kill him? I mean, Maria right now is probably thinking, "Ooh, Leon, eh? He must be a level 10 enemy, so he'll give me a lot of weapon EXP. Let's just go right ahead and kill him." But Guy, being the always software dev and hotline, so do you actually work in support? Alright, Leon, what do you have to say? Leon, what is wrong with you? Oh man, support work is hard. GG. Ignore everything I said. Yeah, you're not gonna get any time whatsoever. So Leon says that, screw you guys, I'm gonna rule this world. But here's a surprise for you. I mean, what can I say? The Emperor is back in a new avatar. Holy moly. I mean, what happened after we killed the Emperor? He obviously went to hell, because there's no way he's gaining entry into heaven, is he? And seriously, No frame drops after an hour and a half of streaming. I mean, I'm almost tempted to just unplug my LAN cable and artificially drop a few frames, because I'm not. Oh my god, this is going to be so hard to hear from Puzzle. He's been on my case that I've been streaming on Wi-Fi for such a long time, and I've been denying that. God damn it. So this dude came back from hell somehow in a new form, in a much more powerful form. I mean, he's basically a Super Saiyan now. And the lore is that he actually defeated the Lord of Hell. He went to hell. He just whipped all kinds of ass there so that he could come back and rule this world. I mean, you got to give it to this guy's dedication. He could have ruled hell. Instead, he decided to come back to Earth and decided to set things right, which is what makes me respect him even more. I mean, I think at this point it's very safe to say that he was just unhappy with how things were being handled here. All this pollution, the crystals shattering, meteorites falling, all that kind of crap. Oh wait, that's a different game. Hell sucks, but you know what they say. You'd rather rule in hell than serve in heaven. Decide to come back to Earth and fight for it. There's no way he's letting people like Gordon rule Earth. And I have to agree with him. Completely agree with him. So Leon is in a bit of a bother here. So he was laying claim to the world and his boss just came back. Not only that, we are against him. What is he going to do? He's in between a rock and a hard place here. But Richard summons all his anger and decides to take matters into his own hands. I mean, do remember, he was just recently made aware of the fact that the Emperor has completely annihilated all Dragoons. And yeah, Richard in a fit of rage decided to take him head on, and that gives us a chance to escape on the dragon. Needless to say, he dies. We will see you in Soul of Rebirth, Richard, my friend. And in the ensuing battle, there's a huge nuclear explosion. How did that happen? I don't know. But the castle of Palamecia has been destroyed. And from its ashes rises one of the most beautiful... What do you call this? Well, it's really weird architecture, but once we actually enter this place, you'll see how pretty it is. The Castle of Hell, Pandemonium. Yep. This is literally hell on earth. And Hilda is obviously confused. Nobody knows what the hell is going on, and what the hell is the Dark Knight doing here? Parent says, you know what, nobody knows what's going on here. We'll take care of the situation because we know that you can't do shit. Leave everything to us. We'll keep Leon in line. Not only will we keep Leon in line, we'll also somehow make him assist us. Seeing as he pretty much knows how the Empire works. So once again, we have a crisis on our hands. Not only did our bid to completely stop the Empire fail, the Emperor is back, stronger than ever. He still commands his entire army of monsters. We still haven't figured out how we can use Ultima to get rid of all the monsters. But presumably by now we've been told that, guys, listen, Ultima sucks, okay? Even we don't know what we did last time. This is just like a software program that's been written 40 years ago. Right now, if you're asked to make a change in it, nobody knows how the hell it works, but it works, okay? So just let it be. That's what they say. What? You guys can't do anything right. Yep, that's pretty much the story of Final Fantasy 2. Failure upon failure. This is like the 100 Years' War. 99 years of English victories, and in that 1 year, there's a messiah that rallies all the troops. Sounds like FFI. Sounds like every Final Fantasy ever. Alright, so what is our primary objective now? So what we gotta do is, well, we gotta take down the Emperor all over again. However, he's now entrenched in his castle of hell, and we literally need to go into hell. The 100-year war is actually 106 years. Really? First, let's just discuss some tactics. Now that we've got Leon, finally, this guy is obviously not going to be available in Soul of Rebirth. So at least for end game, I can make use of him. Give him the... Who has the defender? Firion has the defender. Does he have another sword? Yeah, we've got the Ice Brand. Give Firion the Ice Brand. Leon is actually left-handed, although it doesn't show in this version. So give him the defender on the right hand. Where's the right? Where is the defender? There we go. Defender on the right hand, Poison Axe on the left hand. Head, golden hairpin on his head. I don't have a black garb. Oh shit! I sold it off. Okay, I need to make a note here. Do not sell off the extra black garb. Damn it. Alright. Okay, made a mistake there, and Thief's Gloves for hands. Actually, do I really need these? Maybe I don't even need the gold hairpin. Giant's Helm, Giant's Gloves, does he still have 99% evasion? 97% evasion is fine. If I had put the black garb on him, he would have surely had 99% evasion. Alright, so that's his equipment. I need to remember to include the black garb in the walkthrough. I completely messed that up. Anyway, Defender on his right hand, Poison Axe on his left hand, which he comes with. Giant's Helm, black garb, and Giant's Gloves. That's it. That's for Leon's equipment. Right now, Firion is equipped with the Ice Brand. He will soon get a better weapon. For now, the Ice Brand. Alright, let's just quickly sell things off while we recapitulate what our current objective is. We need to make our way into hell and face off with the Emperor once again. Oh crap! I was not supposed to use the inn. Well, never mind. Never mind, I'll allow this one. So how do we go into hell? I mean, presumably everyone should kill us. That way we'll automatically gain entry into hell, but that's not a guaranteed solution, I suppose. Because, well, we're not supposed to know this, but obviously the guys who die, at least in terms of plot, they made their way into Soul of Rebirth. We definitely don't want to go into Soul of Rebirth. Can't self-destruct. Need blue magic for that. So apparently there is lore that supports go in the front door. That's exactly, well, not exactly the front door, but there is lore that supports that there is actually a way into hell. That so-called door is called the Jade Passage. And the Jade Passage is something that has an image in this world. Like we did with the Palamecia Castle. We can't just fly into the castle of hell. It is but an illusion on this world. Although we can see it, we can't actually do anything about it. But for whatever reason, the emperor can do whatever the hell he wants from his throne in hell. And I just realized I have more than 1,000,000 gil. Yep, it's at this point where I'm gonna go and stock up on elixirs and phoenix downs. Where am I supposed to buy it? How many phoenix downs? Let's say 51, more than enough. And just spend the rest of my money. Only 19 elixirs. I'm disappointed. Damn it. What does Hilda have to say about this development? Hilda can go fuck herself. She's just all emo. I think Gordon must have had a positive effect on her. She's like, what are we supposed to do now? The Emperor has come back from hell. Blah blah blah. We are all doomed. Of course. It's almost like we've not been saving our ass all through the game. Layla tells us that Jade is kind of a lake which is available, which is present south of east of Mysidia. And here it is. Wait. Before we do this, we do need to visit Deist and tell Elena about Richard's death. He was the last Dragoon after all. Now there are no Dragoons left in this world. How will Elena deal with this news? Are we doing it out of a sense of responsibility? Or do we have an ulterior motive? And we get the Excalibur. Thank you for that gift, but yeah, totally didn't do it for that awesome sword, okay? As usual, hand the Excalibur to our primary sword wielder, and Tyrion can get the Sunblade now. That's going to be our endgame equipment, at least for the start of endgame. As with every Final Fantasy, we are going to get better and better equipment, best equipment in the game in the final dungeons. If I can find Jade now. Excuse me, hello Jade. Let's enter the final dungeon in the game, which is actually a sequence of 2 dungeons. Because remember, we need to go through the Jade Passage and make our way into Pandemonium, the Castle of Hell. So, the Jade Passage. Remarkable enemies. Well, pretty much every damn enemy is remarkable. These enemies are naturally... I mean, what can I say about them? Oh, look at this. Marlboros are just bad news, especially for Leon. He's gonna get murderized, no two ways about it. Fortunately, he's also kind of a glass cannon, so he's gonna be pushing the damage right back. Good job, Leon. I'm gonna have my hands full keeping him healed up. But trust me, his usefulness does keep increasing, especially in the final dungeon. Fantastic, he's dead already. So, well, no particularly remarkable. I mean, I don't think any change in strats is warranted. Just use Maria as a full-time healer and everybody else go for full DPS. Now there is a very rare formation which there's just absolutely nothing I can do about, and that's... well, we'll get to it. Really hope that Leon can survive enough battles to gain HP up. He'll get HP very quickly. And once he gets to a decent enough level, at least his survivability will increase. So there we got the best, the strongest mace, the strongest staff in the game. But since we've got the healing staff, which is basically a legendary weapon, I'm not gonna use that on Maria. Abyss Worms. Just got the one here, but these guys, not only do they hit hard, if they come in very large groups, and especially if they ambush me, there is just no way I can survive. Absolutely no way. In all the times that I've played this game, exactly once have I run into a group of 8 Abyss Worms, and oh yeah, not surviving that, no matter what your stats are. Even a 5 Abyss Worm encounter is very rare, but not unheard of. 5 Abyss Worms is also very tough to take down. And yeah, most self-proclaimed weapon experts when asked will say that spears are actually better weapons than swords. Why would they say that though? Oh, you mean IRL? Well, absolutely no idea IRL. In fact, Fire Emblem does say that in Fire Emblem, spears are superior to swords. So maybe theoretically it's the longer reach of the spear that actually beats swords. There are certainly better weapons to untrained soldiers. Untrained soldiers wielding spears. I would rather give them axes or hammers. If all the fantasy fiction that I've read is any indication. Holy shit, I was just talking about this. Oh crap. Thank God this was not an ambush. And thank God I have like more than 1500 HP. Is also better against armor, so much that armored knights actually fought each other with the pommel of the swords. I mean, IRL spears are easier to use with limited training and cheaper to make, but more importantly, a spear gives you better reach so that you can kill swordsmen from further away than they can. Exactly. Especially when used from horseback, which is what knights were all about, weren't they? Oh my god, how much damage am I going to take in this encounter? Let's find out. I mean, not only do these guys hit incredibly hard, they also have a very powerful magical attack. 2 hits for 500 damage. Are you kidding me? Oh, I should have risked this. Six hits and he's dead. Yep. Just spears also is like rifles versus handguns nowadays. Rifles versus handguns. Not getting the point here, since I'm not familiar with either of them. Those are better at killing people, but you can't carry one in town even. Okay. Practicality is there. How does that bring him back to life? I'm gonna attack good at killing you, but you can fit it in your purse. The Excalibur is really helping out here. Excalibur deals critical damage to pretty much all enemies. Okay, survive this. Not exactly for the sword in your purse either, but yeah. Alright. survived that encounter from hell. These guys are much more manageable salamanders, especially since everyone has ice shields. Whatever, the long one is good at killing people but can't be carried around town. The short one is indestructible. You can carry it with you. Oh, I'm on the second floor. I'm losing track here. I mean, the healing stuff is so damn good that I don't even need to use boss strats for so-called bosses anymore. Simply because I can out-damage anything that they can throw at me. Don't care anymore. Monster in a box with a blue dragon. Blue dragon can also hurt a lot, but well, I've just been speaking about it. I think Leon will still be one shot. I wish he would gain some HP. That's fine, that's totally fine. Who should I heal up? Guy. Guy has the most HP. I'm trying to optimize it so that Furion gets some HP as well. Guy certainly doesn't need more HP. The swords are easy to use with shields, but then again, the Roman army showed that huge shields were just survived with short spears. Who needs healing? Ouch! They're really going after Furion. And Maria still has more HP than Furion? Really? Dragon Shield, wow, getting some really good drops here. Now that I'm going to be using it. This guy's a chump these days. Leon still didn't gain HP now, did he? But I do need to heal him up. So final dungeon on the road to hell. All that stands in our way are just insanely powerful monsters. This is the point in the game where it's very common to hit a wall. Simply because the final dungeon, not so much the final dungeon, but Jade Passage itself is so much at a higher difficulty level than the rest of the game. But just like I always say with FF2, if you know your shit, the entire game is just a cakewalk, especially on this version. Yeah, I must reiterate, especially on well, starting the GBA version, I suppose would be a better way to put it. GBA, PSP, iOS, and whatever other remakes that they have, which I'm not aware of. They are just stupidly easy for players who know what's going on. There will be creation struggle to Jade Passage, then hit a wall in Pandemonium, and then hit ship. Test Fighters, yeah. GBA is based on PSS version. Nope, actually it's not. The GBA was a pretty significant revamp. It introduced a lot of mechanics. It made leveling both weapons and magic a lot faster, so that you wouldn't have to grind as much. Well, people will still go out of their way and grind, obviously, but you got much larger rewards for grinding. Not to mention that HP would most probably never be a problem. Every 10 battles you're getting an automatic HP up. HP was probably one of the more difficult things to level up in the original versions. Wasn't there easy and normal? There was, but there was very little difference between them. One I would say the most significant factor, the most significant difference between easy and normal versions in the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation remake is auto targeting. Apart from that, I can't really think of whether monsters were given extra stats or any such thing. What refers to is pseudo NES mode. Yeah, what she said. I would say, yeah, no auto targeting was pretty much the only significant difference between easy and normal mode. You could include dash in it, but who cares about dash? What did we get? Oh, right. We got the best axe in the game for Leon, the Rune Axe. Now Leon, obviously, he's considered a huge liability right now, but I beg to differ, especially once he's got the Rune Axe. Why? The Rune Axe is super effective against magical monsters. Guess what? Every monster from this part for the rest of the game here is classified as magical. So Leon does bonus damage against pretty much everything, and he absolutely hits like a truck. Welcome back, Puzzled. And yes, he's squishy, but that's a price you gotta pay. I think originally you were expected to just spend a lot of time in grinding Leon up. Simply because he doesn't have decent evasion. That's the only problem. He has plenty of HP, definitely not lacking in weapon skills. I don't know who to heal up now. Everybody's at full. But yeah, I definitely like Leon. As a fourth party member, he makes a huge difference. You just gotta take the good with the bad. Dragon armor, itchy shield, and there we go. I was surprised how they haven't shown this off yet. Cyclone hurts. Yep. Let me officially state it. And if you run into 8 Abyss Worms and they start using Cyclone and mixed with their incredibly hard-hitting physical attacks, there's just no way that we can survive. Holy Lance, do we need to give it to anyone? I don't think so. But the Aegis Shield, the best shield in the game. I'm debating who to give it to. Who should get the Aegis Shield? Yeah, Firion. Firion should get the Aegis Shield. No particular reason, and to avoid an encounter, let me just warp out of here. Tips and tricks. Is anyone you really don't want to get hit by Slowker? He already does have immunity. And do remember, Shihali, this is the remake. Dispel is completely functional. So no matter what resistances I have, it's all moot. I'm gonna get hit by Curse no matter what. Especially if he plays his cards right. What does Aegis do in this game? Magic defense? I don't think it provides any magic defense, but it does provide immunity against all status resistance. It gives you complete status resistance. And status in this game is enemy person slow because it's status used by the final boss. Yep, but because of Dispel not being bugged, status resistances don't count for much. Of course, I could have neutralized that if I had barrier, but no magic and all. Nothing gives you resistance to status except not getting hit by it. You can defend with magic defense. Oh my god. We are a little low on the defense side, but evasion is what really matters. Been through too many runs. How did I get set? I had a ribbon. Especially when it comes to physical hits. I think that's one of the things that is the hardest to get through for FF2 players. All hits are non-elemental. And we got the Yoichi's bow. Okay, we got the damn Yoichi's bow. I'm struggling to think where we get the dragon shield. Is there no place that gives us a dragon shield? I guess not. I guess not. I thought the dragon shield was available in that room. I would have given the dragon shield to Maria. Never mind. Limit FF1 has a fixed issue. The elements on attack mirror limit all attacks null enter like FF2. Dragon shield is found only what? You mean dropped? Yeah, I'm starting to think. But really, I thought there was one dragon shield guaranteed. But I suppose I'm thinking of the dragon armor, not the shield. Aegis shield is found in a treasure chest. Guaranteed dragon armor, yep. So we're on the final stages of the Jade Passage and we're going to make our way to Pandemonium. And we get a freaking high potion. Are you... Game, what a troll. And that's not the end of it. I believe we find an eye drop on the final floor of the final dungeon. Yep. This is why I never am surprised by getting trolled in Final Fantasy V. F2 troll? Yeah, how could I even... Oh shit. Abyssworm ambush. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Okay, as long as they're targeting Leon. but that does mean I have to use a Phoenix Town. All those empty rooms are perfectly non-trolly. You know, I always try to give the game the benefit of the doubt, and here's how I would justify all those rooms. Yes, they are very frustrating, but look at it this way. They are a way for you to not have to grind, because those rooms, after trolling is so weird that it's spreads to other games. The way I look at it is that those rooms have a jacked up encounter rate, and not only do they have a high encounter rate, they also the enemies that you find there are kind of one level over, well, not technically one level over, but they are a slightly more difficult formation than you would otherwise find in the dungeon, which means that you have to spend more turns in overcoming that fight and hence gain more stats. So it was, I would like to think that it was a way to avoid well, whatever grinding you could. Although it could very well possibly be that you're just supposed to go into that room, run into 8 abyss worms and then just die right there. Serious. FF13 dungeon with the obnoxious siren that plays. Alamesia. No idea about FF13. Oh, thank God for that elixir. Maybe it's just my unique perspective, but when I first encountered those empty rooms, it was just a way for me to route those rooms into a playthrough so that I won't really have to grind. So let's say you're going, you're doing a casual playthrough of the game with minimal grinding. Oh my God, 5 abyss worms again. Just go through each of those rooms once, and that's your grinding for pretty much the game. Of course, for blind players, that's a total pain in the ass, so that was a design flaw. But who knows what the developers' intentions were. I'm quite sure that back in 1988, they really intended for you to grind a lot. And I mean a lot. I mean, if you lose 50% of it, come on, guys. Oh, come on. You're alright, they make good fake length for dungeon and smooth the grinding same, but they are really annoying. Yep, absolutely annoying. But I'm just looking at it through my lenses, obviously, which are very highly tinted. There goes Firion. Holy shit! I was trying to give him a HP up. Never mind, never mind. I'm catching treasure chest on Summit P3 with 1 kill. Yep. You know what, Shihali, I can actually justify that too. You have to take like 5 extra steps and plus 5 more to get back to actually get that chest. So even though it's actually 1 gil, let's say you run into a large group of green goblins, you've actually made more than 300 gil. What do you say to that, eh? 1 kill. But you're right, I've seen players' reactions when they encounter that 1 gil, and it's hilarious. There's that 1 gil chest, and then there's a potion protected by a monster in a box. There's an antidote protected by a monster in a box. Whereas the elixir is perfectly safe, mind you. We're fine, we're fine. We can do this. Especially if we get a preemptive. Thankfully, Maria went first. And here we are at the end of Jade Passage, where we finally get entry into Pandemonium. Enjoy this music and I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Yeah, too bad the GBA sound system sucks. This one sounds amazing on the PSP. World of Darkness was amazing too. World of Darkness, I didn't really find it that catchy, but definitely the Cloud of Darkness music was awesome. Cloud of Darkness, especially the start of that theme. Alright, we made our way into Pandemonium only to find these amazingly clean and shiny tiles. It's just glass everywhere. Holy crap. Immediately greeted with two Death Riders who didn't really like the intrusion, obviously. At least it wasn't 4 Death Riders. That would have been GG, and I forgot to save. So much for not using Phoenix Towns or tents and whatnot. Pride comes before the fall. Yep. I almost died in Palamecia. I almost died here. Thank you for that high potion, assholes. They do like 2000, 3000 damage and give me 300 points of the recovery in return. Well, I've got infinite healing anyway, so joke's on you. Aha! Finally I'm dropping frames. Okay. Came back right up. God damn it. I'm never gonna hear the end of this. I'm never gonna hear the end of it from Puzzle. More drop frames. Like Crystal Tower better anyway. Crystal Tower on the NES was graphically very pleasing, but if you have a look at the remake, it looks like a damn mud path. Kind of strange why they did it like that, but well, they are the designers. This is why I love Leon with his rune axe. He's going to do super effective damage against everything here. I just stream on Wi-Fi because I'm an intellectual. Oh my god, I can't even argue against that. I can't argue against that. Damn it. More Death Riders. I can't believe the connection was that unstable, man. Just because of Wi-Fi, I had full signal. I'll have you know. How could the connection have been so damn unstable? I was dropping frames left, right, and center. Mind you, Sunday stream is the true test, so hold your horses until then. Ooh, 4 HP for Leon. He gave me an ether in a no magic challenge. Thank you for that. Alright, so Pandemonium is just basically going to be a slog of 10 floors. But there's very, very lucrative treasure to be had. Not to mention a boss gauntlet. This is actually one of the most interesting parts of the game. Naturally, being the end game. If this damage looks good, just wait until we get the Masamune. Anybody needs healing? Everybody's at full. What am I supposed to do now? I mean, if you really wanted to optimize, you could keep switching Maria to her Diamond Mace. And every time she wasn't required for healing, but it's just way too much inconvenience in my opinion. Just have her on the heal staff and focus on healing. The guys can take care of the rest. The guys have more than enough DPS, especially with the Masamune coming up. Lunar Subterrane was good. Oh yeah. You would never guess the way it starts off, but then it just picks up. It's amazing. Oh, there's a treasure chest here. Not that it matters. 2 Mithril Golems. I found that there's a very high chance that in this formation both of them run away, which is very strange, very strange. They even ran away in my base HP challenge run. And their fear factor is actually based on our HP stats, which is why I mentioned the base HP. Northern Crater. What? Oh yeah, go after Leon, why don't you? Make me waste another Phoenix Town. God damn it. Dropped a whole bunch of frames there. So definitely internet, there's definitely a problem with the internet. But yeah, I can no longer argue that more problems were being caused because of the Wi-Fi, because of streaming over Wi-Fi than because of the internet. I have to admit. FF7 final dungeon. Actually haven't heard much FF7 music apart from the battle theme. Guy one-shotting things left, right and center now. And Firion is finally at par with Guy in terms of HP. Not that it matters. Everyone has more than 2000, and Leon will soon reach there. More mithril golems. I just love that rune axe. Ultimecia. What? I would feel bad not knowing most of these things, but it's completely alright. I haven't played nearly as many games as most of you guys have played. Why not? Gain some HP. Ultimecia is FF8. FF8 is something that I really want to play. I've heard so many bad things about it, and it also, just like FF2, it seems like a hit or a miss game. Whenever I ask people, very rarely have I found someone who likes FF8, but I did find a couple of people who liked FF8, and it's the same thing. Either they don't really hate the junction system, whatever that is, I don't know, or they really love the junction system. What's you guys' opinion on it? It is a game that punishes level grinding. Punishes level grinding? There's an RPG like that? Oh my god, that was very well put. Wow. So there's an RPG where you are expected to avoid level grinding. Never played 8. I thought you played all the PlayStation titles. That's strange. There is no enemy. When you have a set level, they all level up with you, including bosses. What? Enemies level up with you? I am intrigued. Oh my god. I have half a mind to look this up now. But you know what? I'm gonna avoid it. I'm gonna avoid it. Let's see how it treats me blind. 8 isn't on PS4. Neither was 7. You played 7 nonetheless. Wow. Enemies level up with you. What? There are so many implications of that. Wow, so basically if enemies always are at the same level as you, that means you have to beat them tactically. You can't beat them simply by over-leveling, just like every other RPG. Interesting. Oh my god, I'm just incredibly intrigued now. No wonder people didn't like it, man. Tried to play 8 on PS2 but couldn't save, so I quit. What do you mean 7 was on PS4? Wasn't it a PS1 game? Was it ported to PS4? Do you even need to port from PS1 to PS4? Is there no backward compatibility? I am intrigued now. You know what? Yeah. I mean, I can't contain my curiosity. I will watch a couple of episodes of FF8 at least. Or if there's a tutorial somewhere. I have to find out how it works now. 2007 PS4 version based on the Steam port. Ew. Alright. So we are at the crossroads of hell. That is my own term, of course. We'll take the left path first. Surprisingly, haven't run into corals. Everybody is just one-shotting things. That's how strong we are. That's the kind of weapons that we get endgame in FF2. You just one-shot endgame enemies. This is what I was complaining about earlier. Oh, right. One thing I want to mention, in this formation, whenever you get into an encounter with Death Riders and Mr. Golem, always focus on the Death Riders first. I think a couple of encounters with Death Riders should be enough to teach you that, but I'm going to make things very clear here. Otherwise, as usual, it's just mashing the A button. Just let the targeting take care of itself. So this was one of my complaints about FF2 is that, yeah, according to me, the game should be designed in such a way that right now the weapons and, well, the general tools that we have available should be just about enough to survive a battle with endgame monsters. But here we are completely dominating them. So it just shows how unbalanced FF2 is. And unbalanced in the player's favor, mind you. Not the other way around, which is generally how it's regarded. So, Zombie Borghan, he can actually use some pretty nasty attacks, but you know what? He's undead. So he'll go down to one shot with Maria's healing staff. That is if the guys don't kill him before. There we go. Not quite a one shot, I must say. Just completely ignore the Genji equipment. Best defensive gear in the game, completely ignore. It's a trap. It's a trap. I think Shihali even has a term for that. But it's the Genji equipment is basically a honey trap for Death Riders. Or food for Death Riders or something like that. Interview in 2 days, congrats! Did you figure out what you're going to wear? Which is what you were struggling with, not what they're going to ask. Death Riders! I mean, I have pants. Yep, pants are always good. Always wear pants. I need a shirt. You don't have a shirt? Strange. All your life you've just been wearing a t-shirt. Pants are overrated. In this secret room, what do we find? An encounter, obviously. I do not have a shirt. Well. I would certainly recommend a shirt and trousers at the very least. I suppose a tie and a coat and stuff like that is optional, but then again, I work in IT where we don't really care about formals anyway. So I'm probably not the one to comment. Just throwing in my 2 cents. You want to appear dapper? You should learn from Final Fantasy 1 boss Kraken. He's the most dapper thing I've ever seen. There we get the legendary weapon Masamune. And you thought Excalibur was the best sword in the game? Just have a look at this. Damage goes from 113 to 163. Oh yeah. Of course, the Excalibur is super effective against every enemy type, so that 113 is more, can be read as 133 instead. So now we can hand the Excalibur over to Firion. Awesome, and I'm just gonna warp my way out of here. Don't need to backtrack. Now that we've taken care of the left room, let's take care of the second room from the left. Look at that damage. So this is the boss gauntlet I was talking about. Each of those rooms has a mini boss. And each of them guards a separate piece of Genji equipment. As I said already, Genji equipment is a trap. Never use the Genji equipment. Not unless you have compensation in terms of evasion. Tiamat. Apparently, Tiamat is supposed to be female. From Dungeons and Dragons lore, I suppose. Single target Thunderbolt. How much damage is that gonna do? Oh, that was not single target. Who needs healing? Nobody really. I suppose if you really wanted to say something negative about the healing staff, it's that you can't use it multi-target. Tiamat is the queen of dragons. But it's from Dungeons and Dragons, yeah? So is she supposed to be the final boss in Dungeons and Dragons? Or, I mean, I don't know how that stuff works. Is there like an anime of Dungeons and Dragons, or is there an official game? Not the tabletop that I've generally seen people play. So I'm FF14 is Needhog's Dragon Mate. In FF14 it's Needhog's Dragon Mate. Who the hell is Needhog? Are they supposed to have some significance? Mythological significance? Probably do. These things are pulled from Greek and all sorts of mythologies. There's Neverwinter, shit MMO, Neverwinter Nights, etc. Shit MMO. I'm entirely sure what Nithar actually is, although no, he was the baddie. I'm killing things so fast that I'm not getting enough time to heal. But yeah, if there's anything bad you can say about the heal stuff, it's that it's obviously single target. It can't be multi-target. Can't be multi-targeted. The Baldur's Gate and stuff is D&D. So a lot of RPGs derived from D&D. I never really knew D&D. So this guy, now although I said that we no longer need boss strats, we do for this one because he can use blink. He's special that way. So definitely something you want to keep in mind. What we'll do is put him to sleep because we don't really need the ancient sword. What we do need him is to be asleep, so that he can't use Blink 16. Blink 16 in a no magic run is a potential stalemate. I don't think at this stage you can really say that we are going to wipe ever. But yeah, we'll just be put in a stalemate. And he is the father of RPGs in many ways. Wow, father of all RPGs. First I heard about D&D was when I came to know about Final Fantasy. In fact, the first I came to know about Final Fantasy is when I came to know about Final Fantasy 15. That's how late to the party I was. Damn it, nobody needs healing. So absolutely want to prevent him from using blink, which is why I'm keeping him asleep. When did you start playing FF2? I started in 2016, I believe. No. Yeah, 2016. So now that we've got some more useless Genji equipment, we can finally go to the middle room, which is what leads to progression. Oops, forgot to switch him back to the Masamune. There we go. No, not here. Where was the secret passage? There we go. I think it's supposed to be here. Anybody needs healing? Please, healing! Nobody needs healing. But yeah, as I was saying about the heal stuff, you can't multi-target it, but I mean, look at the numbers it's pulling out, man. Do you really care about multi-targeting after that? This is the reason I was so shocked when I found the heal staff so early in FF5. I was like, holy shit. But no, it's just a standard Cura. It's not as OP as it is in this. So essentially, it's just taking your attack stat with that weapon. Of course, it helps that it's the second strongest sword in the game. I mean, second strongest staff. Heal staff and FF is not that powerful. Yep. She's really just physically attacking me, isn't she? That's actually her best move. You're as soon as Kana, she's one boss away from the earliest, you can get the heal stuff. But in this, you're just basically using the same formula as a regular weapon. Not using your magic stats or anything like that. That's why the heal staff is so effective. Because I never really needed to grind at all. You know, it's a worm dragon from Viking Message. It knows at the roots of Drasil, the world tree. Viking mythology. See, that's where they pulled that from. Really good to have when you have Staff Shop, but no White Mage and 4-job Fiesta. These potions are so weak and high potions are so late. Yeah. GG. That took a while only because she just wouldn't stop physically attacking. Alright, we got a super, not so super useful ribbon. I'm gonna give that to Leon. And make sure that his evasion is still at 99? Yep. Always need to make sure the evasion is at 99. I am surprised that I did not get a notification for Thorio going live. Is he not going live today? Puzzled? No Thorio stream today? We are almost done here, making our way through Pandemonium to the Emperor. Oops, shortcut. I really hope I run into a very rare monster. But speaking of the heal staff, it's just so amazing in this game. In fact, I'd say that's pretty much the only reason that a no magic run is even possible. Well, actually, oh, there we go. Thorio just went live. He went live really late today. Bless him. We have a saying here that speak of like just like you guys say, speak of the devil. We are like if we were just referring to someone and he just shows up at that point in time, we just say he'll live 100 years. This is a minute late. Oh, right. Daylight saving time. I completely forgot. It's daylight saving time. So you guys must have thought I went live an hour early then. Oh yeah, I just completely forgot about that. Well, just in case you guys were interested in the schedule, yeah, I'm going to be going an hour early. I'm going to go live an hour early these days until daylight saving times is over. I don't even know how that shit works. What the hell is daylight saving time? I didn't think anything, but schedule is a myth. Hey, I've been following my schedule strictly for like a couple months now. Don't talk shit about that. In fact, my schedule is the one thing that's keeping me sane these days. I have so much work. They'll probably abolish TSG soon. Well, let's hope. Study show is bullshit. One rounding Thunder Gigas these days. Bomb, how much damage can you do? Nothing! Oh, Furion needs some healing. She's on the brink of death, guys. There you go, Furion. Now you won't die. Oh, never mind. One-shotting a Lamia Queen. These things were tough back in the day. Of course, preemptive strikes don't really make things easier. For them, I mean. I'm really excited for Soul of Rebirth. Never played it before. I don't know why though. The number of times I must have beaten this game. Never played Soul of Rebirth. Really? So Soul of Rebirth is effectively going to be blind because I've never seen others play Soul of Rebirth either. But of course it's not going to be truly blind. I do know all the mechanics. I do know all the characters and what spells they have and such. Alright, final boss. Let's do this. I must have finished FF about 40 times and I've never played bonus dungeon FF GBA. Yeah, it somehow doesn't feel part of the original experience of the game. But I mean, honestly, we can't really say anything about it having never played it, but every time I finish FF2, it's like this final boss fight is the end of FF2. I mean, I don't care what extra stuff you put afterwards, but it just doesn't feel the same. So let's do this. Now, obviously, the most well-known ambushed. What an asshole. Not really, it doesn't really matter. The final boss can ambush you. Which other Final Fantasy have you seen this in? I don't think it's possible in FF1. And they pretty much took out ambushes or preemptives in any other Final Fantasies. I tell you, boss ambush is one of the main irritants about the FF2 speedrun. F5's 3 bosses where ambushes aren't disabled. Wow, I wonder why. Likely it's a bug. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a bug. Also, this amazing music, which just the GBA sound system completely shits on. Sadly, this theme was made exclusive to the final Emperor fight. In the FF2 NES version, all proper boss fights used this theme. But they also have some other stupid boss fights for the regular boss fights here. So I suppose it's fair. Okay. We all know that the Blood Sword is obviously the most well-known way to cheese this fight. There is another way which I only found recently. And that's the reason I've been holding on to the Sleep Blade. Are we going to cheese him this way? No, we are not. I'm just doing this for demonstration, okay? Yikes! And the reason this works is because the remakes follow a different crit mechanic. I don't know, I haven't figured out exactly what the crit mechanic is. Exactly how it works, that is. But there are two types of critical hits. One where it just simply ignores the enemy's defense. And there's another kind of crit where you get the double number of hits which you would usually get. And that is where the status effects come in. One boss encounter, that's run. What? you can run from a boss? Oh my god, how would that even work? But then do you fight that boss again, or that encounter is done for? Somehow it's not landing here, but I did this on the PS1 version. You can't put the final boss to sleep. You got some monster in the chest, I see. You can open the chest again. Interesting. Come on, guy. Get 20 hits. 13 hits. Come on. There's one very special type of critical hit where you get double the number of hits which you would usually get. And hits being non-elemental, even if the enemy has resistance to sleep, it would still land as long as it passed magic defense. I don't know why it's not working here. Maybe they removed it. I don't think so. Come on, I just want to put him to sleep once. Just for demonstration. So as I was alluding to before, final boss is, well, because we have the ultimate weapon, not the Masamune, I'm talking about the heal staff. Pretty much every encounter is trivial. However, there is one trick that he has, which can trip you up. Despite having all kinds of status resistances, he can use Dispel, and Dispel is not bugged in this version. Nope, not getting that critical hit. I'll try for like 10 more rounds, and after that, well, I'll just give up. Nope, not getting it. Firion is getting all kinds of critical hits. Dispel is not bugged in this version, and so if he uses Dispel, and mind you, he uses Dispel 16 obviously, he has all 16 level spells, level 16 spells. When he uses Dispel, all your resistances are just gone, and then if he follows it up with something like Curse 16 or Blind 16, oh yeah, you are debilitated. So in that way, this final boss is harder than the one... There we go, Dispel. It's surprisingly it missed on Firion, I don't know how. So Firion still has resistances, but if he uses Blind or Curse on someone else, they're gonna be hit. They're gonna be hit with that status. One way to counter that, I mean, when you're blinded, you're going to get half the number of hits. Hit percentage is half, so that's obviously going to be a painful battle. Not to mention, when you're cursed, you're not going to be doing any damage whatsoever to this guy. He has plenty of defense. One way around it is to just go ahead and kill that character. Again, you can consider that a cheese, but well, it's there in the mechanics. Once you bring a character back to life. What an idiot. That was the guy that Dispel missed on. 12 hits. Not getting that 20 hits I was anticipating. Who needs healing? Leon needs some love. So just go ahead and kill that character, and once you bring them back to life, voila! No longer cursed or no longer blinded. Kind of a stupid way around the status problem. Of course, you could use an item. That's always something you can do. He's going to be cursed, isn't he? There you go. Should I bother? You know what? I should. It's not like Maria needs to heal anybody this turn. Do that for a few seconds. It can't be healed with items in FF5 silence is slow. You don't have Esuna or haste at least. Wait, Esuna can cure slow? If that is considered a cure. Alright, I've had enough. I don't know why I'm not able to put him to sleep, but Point here is you can put him to sleep. I've had enough of this bullshit. I'm gonna switch to the Masamune, and it's still gonna take 20-30 turns, which is what a final boss should take, mind you. This is a proper final boss if you do him as intended. If you fight him as intended, this is a proper final boss. He takes 20 to 30 turns. Of course, we've got blood sword strats and all kinds of stupidity. So it doesn't go sure, but haste does. Oh, right. Anybody needs healing? Brian can use a little bit of healing. Look at how much defense he has. Leon was one-shotting people, and oh, come on, man. Not Guy. In my opinion, this dude is one of the hardest final bosses. Because he can completely wreck your shit if you don't know, if you're not prepared. Especially with that attack. Okay, Destructive Poison, Mini Toad, Petrify, Silence, Focus, Paralyze, Sleep, and Old. At least they got rid of. Slow. Okay, slow miss. Thank God. Anybody needs heals? Not really. Whatever. A final boss battle should definitely be a battle of attrition. Old is a big one. You want to kill a character. Yeah, let's just go ahead and kill that old man. He'll come back younger than ever. Once again, since we've got the amazing heal staff, we can pretty much out damage anything that he can throw at us. Out heal. So there can only be one victor in this battle. Sooner rather than later, it's us that are gonna be victorious. For progressive dexterity, all your stats to 1 and stats on restored by cure. What? You want to kill your character as soon as possible. Oh my god. That old status is a bitch. Is that a bug? That your stats aren't restored when you cure old? 6 damage from the Excalibur. Wow. That's intended. So you are intended to cure it ASAP. That's a restore to the... Yeah, thank God for that. That would be hell if it persisted after end of battle as well. Wow. So old is worse even than Mini and Toad. Anybody needs healing? Not really. This is just a battle of attrition now. I'm just not doing as much damage as I would have hoped. But, and plus he's healing as well. He's not, he doesn't really physically attack that often. I don't know why he's doing it this battle. But that's okay, I've got some time. Seriously, dude. You can't beat me, I have infinite healing. So for this spell, it's your level, just a few. Ooh, so I'll have to be wary of that mechanic. Retro stuff that increase your level. But increasing my level would generally... But yeah, increasing a level can be countered by decreasing... I mean, yeah, a spell that decreases your level, right? So it's not like you have to deal with increased stats even if the effect of that increasing level has been halted. Wow, this is turning into an epic final battle. How long has it been already? Don't physically attack, please. Thank you very much. 15,000 HP. 15,000 HP to get through. I've probably done a decent chunk of that damage, but the problem is that he keeps physically attacking and healing back all of that damage. This is another reason you want to focus on your evasion. And I wouldn't care about evasion so much, because I can still use the blink spell, but, well, as I keep repeating, no magic. And this guy has just way too much defense. Way too much defense. This is an epic final battle I'm involved in here. Never taken this long. Ooh! How was he blinded? I thought he was immune to that. I think this is like the second or third time in this whole run that I'm using an eye drop. It's pretty funny. Come on. Just don't physically attack me. You just can't win, Mateus. I have infinite healing on my side. Oh, crap. Look at that, he slowed guy. What an asshole. Now he's gonna slow Furion as well. Yeah, slow is an absolute bitch of status. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Reduces your number of hits. As it is, I was hardly doing any damage. Now I'm going to do even lesser damage. I could use haste, but as I said, no magic, so the only option left to me is to kill them off. We'll kill Guy off first since he's got the Masamune. Oh my god, he's really making me work for it. I can't even imagine how the battle with the Lord of Hell would have turned out there. And if it is a kid because it didn't ensure there are magic spells as consumable items. Okay, so I can finally bring back to life. Where's the finish now? And let's kill off Furion now. I've been tied up constantly on the phone. That is power for the coast, Shehali. I assume you're just responding to chat right now. Now that guy has been revived, he does not have slow on him anymore. He will get full hits. Slow on Leon, that could be a problem. Now revive. You know what? Nah, that's okay. Leon, can you kill yourself? I don't think so. Oh shit, he uses Starfall immediately after I use a revive. So Furion is going to die again. This dude just refuses to give up. Man, you've gotta respect this guy. Gotta respect this guy. Let me just spend a while healing. If I just try new things every game, yeah. Need someone to kill Leon. That's how. Oh, come on. This is almost like a stalemate now. I need some good RNG here. I haven't even bought any Blink books. I think Leon will die by himself. Come on, man, I need to end stream here. I'm pretty much ready for solo free birth. Now that Furion is back on his feet as well, I'm not gonna waste Furion's or Guy's turn trying to kill Leon. He'll die eventually. Yep, I revived him for 2 damage. Fantastic. Damn it. Oh, GG! Oh my god. Wow. Wow. I feel relieved. I feel so relieved. Just like someone would do. Just like someone would do in a blind run. Wow, he made me work for it. He made me work for it. That's a final boss for you. And now that's the end of the road for him. No more resurrection. He bursts into tiny particles and just dissolves into the air. Let's go back and live happily ever after. Who knows what's gonna happen to the world now under the control of Hilda and Gordon. Well, so that was a no magic run. In 11 hours, I must say, I think the last time I did it, I finished it in something like 7 or 8 hours. And mind you, yeah, one thing I wanted to say was that this is just an extension of a casual run. I don't think I used any strategies which you won't be expected to use in a completely casual run. The idea that he was sent back to Demon Hell, he'll be back eventually. Ooh, that's a scary thought. The no magic challenge is, well, parts of it were pretty dull, but I found this really interesting. Early game and end game both are very interesting parts of the game. And once you get the heal staff, it's just I mean, I don't know. I just have a lot of fun completely rolling over all the enemies. Sadly, I can't really skip this cutscene, so we'll just go through to the end of it, save the game clear data, and call it a day. But yeah, the no magic challenge is actually one of the easiest casual runs you can do. And what it shows is not only how easy this game is, especially in this remake, also you don't really need to use magic. I mean, using magic will definitely lead to a richer experience, but the fact that you need MP to cast magic means that you need to grind up your MP and then constantly buy ethers, and you need to have money to buy ethers, which are still relatively expensive at 1000 gil a pop. So because of all those inconveniences, how hard would this challenge be with NES inventory? I've actually done this, and it's pretty hard, especially the early game. It depends on what exactly the terms are. If you have a look at exclamation point challenge, there's one very important term which I mentioned here, is no evasion tanking. On the NES, I find that unless you are really willing to grind for a lot of HP, no evasion tanking is not really possible. Simply because you can't carry enough potions. You can't really carry enough potions through the dungeons to keep everyone healed up. So if you do it with a solo character, your evasion will go through the roof, and physical, you don't need to worry about physical hits starting second or the third dungeon itself. You only need to be worried about the magical hits. And I think you have enough inventory to stock up on enough high potions for that alone. I've done a no magic plus no shopping, although that was with evasion tanking. Without evasion tanking, it would be a lot harder. Once you get the blood sword and the heal staff, in fact the heal staff is not really going to help you unless you've got everyone in the front row without evasion. Because surprisingly, even to hit your own characters, unlike FFI, the accuracy checks are still rolled. So if one of your characters has way too much evasion, you won't be able to hit yourself, or your allies won't be able to hit each other if they have too much evasion, either because of naturally high evasion or if you use the blink spell, which is one of the funnier aspects of the game. But yeah, on the NES version, I would definitely recommend that you use a solo character, simply because there is a mechanic in the NES where if you just have one character, enemy magic spells won't turn into single targeted damage, which is the case in the remakes. In the remake, solo is actually pretty hard. So whenever I talk about solo in the remakes, I always have someone in the back row, or at least one other person in the back row, just so that enemy magic will turn into proper multi-target damage instead of single targeted damage. For example, a spell that would do, let's say, 40 damage to everyone, AoE, it would do over 200 damage if you tried solo in the remakes. But yeah, the no magic challenge in the GBA and PSP remakes is one of the easiest playthroughs of this game. Casual playthrough. No special strats required. Just use the equipment. Save game clear data? Yes. Because I need Sword of Rebirth. Okay, are you putting this one on YouTube? Yep, all this is going on YouTube. There we go, Soul of Rebirth. Which we will tackle next time. Alright, so that was the no magic run. Yeah, I'm done here. I must say the mid game was actually pretty boring. I don't know. I think it was because last time it was the first The last time I tried this was the first time I tried a no magic run. That's why I found the run throughout interesting. But I must say, having tried this the second time, the mid game was pretty boring. Early game definitely very interesting. Because yeah, you actually did have a cash crunch, although it never looked like it. But I'm very happy about the fact that the entire run was without any grinding whatsoever. I mean, yes, one form of grinding you can think of is I was picking up all the treasure chests, even all the ones that I didn't really need. But I think that's completely acceptable. I never went out of my way to grind. And this version of the game just makes it that easy for people that know Final Fantasy 2, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it because the ones that don't understand Final Fantasy 2, it makes things playable, at least playable for them. Because I've seen a lot of people struggle through NES and PS and the PlayStation version, and it's rough, man. It's rough. Nobody's willing to, actually put in the work to do the homework to find out these mechanics. And it's kind of sad because someone went to so much trouble to come up with these mechanics. And for the rest of us, we have Soul of Rebirth. Where is left for particular? That would really lend to no grinding, honestly. Oh my god. I was gonna talk to you about a no grinding run, but I have a lot of time ahead in order to get through to the end of Final Fantasy V anyway. So we'll discuss that after I actually get through Final Fantasy V. But anyway, I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna go and watch some Breath of the Wild. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I will see you next time. Bye.